Wield a spell in witches. Why am I on a horse?
Because today you're a knight, the most expensive weapon ever built. And in about 7 minutes, a peasant with a metal pipe is going to knock you off it and end your entire civilization.
Can I get off the horse?
Nobody gets off the horse. Let me show you how a $1 loop of iron put you up there, and how a fistful of powder brought you down. This is a stirrup. 2 of them cost less than a chicken. For thousands of years before it, the horse was a taxi. It got you to the fight. It could not be the fight.
So I'm an expensive Uber.
Is sensitivt esident has reichsparteria manch this canvas dwelling woest. Humanity tried everything. They put the man in a box on wheels. They taught him to shoot backwards while running away. Or he simply hugged the horse and hoped. And everybody lunges morning in a documentary of Hilok Tabadi and present Finninger. Then someone hung a loop of iron off each side of the saddle. And everything changed. Plant your feet, and you and the horse become one machine. A half-ton machine, moving at 30 miles an hour, with a spear on the front.
I'm not a taxi anymore. I'm a missile.
You're the warhead, Stan. The couched lance transfers the full momentum of the charge into a point the size of a fist. Nothing on a battlefield had ever hit that hard. Nothing could stand against it. But here's the problem. That machine is monstrously expensive. The horse, the armor, the weapons, the training from childhood. One knight cost roughly as much as a small village produced in a year.
Who's paying for me?
Excellent question. Kings couldn't, so they paid in the one thing they had: land. Serve me as a knight, and this valley, and everyone in it, works for you. Do you see what just happened? The stirrup created the knight. The knight's price tag created land for service. And land for service has a name: feudalism.
The footrest invented my landlord.
Now the dominoes fall fast. Lords need to defend their land, so castles rise. Lords need their sons to inherit, so bloodlines become nobility. A mounted class above, a laboring class below, and a priest to tell everyone the arrangement was God's idea. Europe reorganized itself around the cost of one weapon system. 1,000 years of dukes, barons, and kings. 1,000 bosses, all balanced on 2 little loops of iron.
And nobody could knock us off the horse?
They tried. At a single tournament melee near Neuss in 1241, around 60 knights died in one afternoon. Practice was lethal. War was worse. And still, for centuries, the man on the horse won. But while Europe was perfecting the horse, alchemists in China were looking for something else entirely. A potion of immortality. An elixir of eternal life for an emperor afraid to die. The oldest written recipe we have for what they found isn't a weapon manual. It's a 9th century warning. Do not heat saltpeter, sulfur, and charcoal together. People have burned their hands, their faces, and the whole house.
They invented the opposite of living forever.
They called it fire medicine. We call it gunpowder. And it travels west with a simple, terrible property. It doesn't care how noble you are. 1453. Mehmed II drags monster cannons to the walls of Constantinople. Walls that held for 1,000 years. They fall in weeks, and every king in Europe felt a cold little chill. Because that same year, on the other side of the continent, French cannon ended the 100 Years' War in an afternoon. The age of the wall was over. And the wall was just the beginning.
The knight is a wall on a horse, isn't he?
Hand a peasant a metal pipe and a month of training, and he ends a lifetime of yours. The armor gets thicker, then pointless. The lance gets longer, then ridiculous. The most expensive weapon ever built is beaten by the cheapest. The nobility didn't accept it gracefully. The King of France, Francis I, loved being a knight so much that he led a cavalry charge in full armor, lance down, directly in front of his own cannons, so his own guns couldn't fire.
He blocked his own artillery. For the aesthetic.
But romance doesn't stop chemistry. Cannons are so expensive that only kings can afford them. So the 1,000 little bosses are replaced by one big one, the centralized state, with a standing army, a bureaucracy, and a billing department for all that gunpowder. You know, the billing department. It has a form, and the form has your name on it. The loop under a soldier's foot started a chain that ends at the tax form on your kitchen table.
The stirrup did my taxes.
The cheap thing builds the world. The next cheap thing takes it apart. That's the whole of history, and it never stops happening. Next time, the deadliest pandemic in human history kills half of Europe. And by killing so many hands, it accidentally builds the machine that never stops talking. The printing press.
I'm in that one too, aren't I?
Nobody gets off the horse, Stan.